I've seen scary things.
Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Hello, my collective. I can't decide if I'm cold or hot. I can't decide.
Be killed.
Mm. Dang, Shakespeare. I don't think Shakespeare was this upstanding citizen. LOL! Good morning to you, sir or ma'am. Hello. So happy to see you. Happy you're here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going to tell you right now, sir. Okay, thank you so much. This energy of William Shakespeare, it ain't bueno. It ain't bueno. It ain't bueno. Mmm. Yeah, it's definitely this energy feels equivalent to like a con artist. It feels kind of like a smooth talking like scammer or something. I know that sounds crazy and I don't understand it yet, but and to be honest, I'm not even really quite sure how I'm going to speak to this person. Um I'm
Sir.
sir. Sir. Oh, Spirit just said sir. Look, Spirit just said sir. LOL. Spirit says hello, sir. This energy makes me feel a little nauseous. This energy clouds my, it feels clouded like right here. Like not even in the center. It's like, it feels like heavy. It feels it feels clouded, hazy, foggy. Mm. Oh wow, it's. I feel like once I said it, it kind of went away. I don't know. Hello, everybody. Hello, thank you for being here. So, my name is Patience. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. We are a spirit medium, and we're here with our very own spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle. I'm the Guild of the Golden Triangle, Mish, Mirabelle, and Mantis. I'll preach pill works, Little Peach Pill Works. I don't know what that means. Um, Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the love and support. We truly appreciate all of you guys supporting what we do here. We know it's weird, we know it's different, and it's fun, but it's fun at the same time. So we're happy you're here. We're learning how to read energy together through spirit. Spirit's teaching us the language of energy. All across the universe, the one common denominator amongst all beings is energy. And when you leave this planet, money, politics, religion don't exist. So we wanted to take this journey with you in real time to get the guidance from Spirit Team and put it into action in our own lives as an experiment on ourselves to see what would happen. And it's been really beautiful. It's been very miraculous. We're so grateful to be here co-creating with you in this magical way. And thank you to God, to Creator, to Source, whatever you subscribe to, whatever cosmic intelligence is out there that is helping us to understand how things work, to go from the head to the heart. We're so grateful for their guidance. And I hope, in our hopes, is that by fish, Carrie Fisher's here again. We did Carrie Fisher yesterday. If you guys want to check that out, it was a lot of nuggets, and it was a lot of knowledge, and it was a lot of emotional healing that went on. If you have any mother issues, she's definitely someone you should listen to from yesterday's. If I experiment on myself anymore, I'll go blind. Well, I don't think you should do magic on yourself. Are you trans? Hey, Joseph. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you, Joseph. Everyone, I'm well over here. She don't read comments like a Jew, a gay Jew. Little Leaf, if you're gonna start off this way, then I gotta get you out. Hey, Matt. Good morning. Good morning. We always have a few trolls. Depending on how, how trolly they are, I let them stay. But I'm having issues with the lady. How do I help her realize I'm the one? If she were the one for you, it would be easy. If she were the one for you, it would be fun, easy, and it wouldn't have any complications, and it would flow. That's how you know if she's for you. Little is race. Yeah, that's a... Yeah, you're lovely. I'm gonna get you out of here, Little Leaf. You took it too far for me. You took it too far for me. You crossed the line. LOL, would you care if I made you a moderator? Would you mind that? You're always here, so might as well be one. No one wants complications. Gregory, Spirit has said, careful of the witch. I've seen scary things. I will talk to you. Bad crime, murder. He killed. I don't think Shakespeare was this. Here, I think I do it for you. Let me see. I have, let me see. Add as moderator. There you go. There we go. I made you a moderator. If there's a comment that I didn't see that's like extra yucky, you know how I roll. If it's super trolly, I get them out. But if it's just like immature trolling, whatever, Thank you. I trust you. Nobody said life was gonna be easy. That's right. That's right. Most people are assholes anyway. Just FYI, you're doing great. Keep it up. Oh, thank you, Juicy. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think that Shakespeare was as great of a person as we made him out to be. So there are some questions I do have for Shakespeare, and Shakespeare's been coming to me a lot, and I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't follow Shakespeare. I listen to some... Nobody talks to us. I listened to some of his... Ooh, throw shakalaka already. Ooh, throw shakalaka. Get out of here. Holy Divine Spirit, please remove any throat chakra blockages. I don't follow Shakespeare a lot. Obviously, everyone knows who he is. And there's something about his stories that I'm repelled by. And I don't know exactly what it is. It could have been his energy. I don't know. But I feel like his stories, well, first of all, they're written in that horrid English. I cannot read that language where it's like, where art thou, thy, thus, and they, them, and though. I cannot understand that language. Oops, wrong chat. Shakespeare good though. The fuck, Shakespeare has been dead for centuries. Don't be a dumb hunt. Oh, my YouTube channel, I get trolls too. Yeah, it's okay. It was just a different time. It absolutely was a different time. But what got me down this road of Shakespeare, I had this question come up where, because we were doing the Cleopatra reading, and if you go listen to the Cleopatra reading, in short, the thing I was wondering that played out in Cleopatra is, we're learning the truth about the cabal and the elites, and Jeff Epi, and Ghislaine, and the things they were doing, and we're learning from past readings, especially Cleopatra, that these are ancient rituals that have been going on for a long time, and for like ancient, like back even before the Bible, before the First Testament, Sodom and Gomorrah, they were doing these fertility rituals. And so it got my wheels turning. Well, if this was happening in the Bible, it was happening in Cleopatra, and it seems to coincide with, powers that be using cheat codes to cheat their way to the top, to cheat their way to being royalty, to keeping their throne, to knowing what the future holds, because it seems from our observations and from gathering the data that humans love to wake up next year every morning. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I think throughout history, people who are in power usually want to keep being in power. They don't want to stop being in power. And so if Cleopatra did it, if the, families of today did it, the Rothschilds, the Jeffrey Epsteins, the celebrities, the presidents, the all the people who hold power, if they do these same things, then I'm wondering if Shakespeare may have done it too, because I was listening to the short versions of all of his plays and stuff, and there's a lot of them, and there's so many that are still relevant 400 years later that really have large and very deep, very disturbing content in them for the time he was in. There's lots of questions I had, like, how are you so deeply and emotionally aware in such a dark time of consciousness? What about the supernatural themes? There's a lot of talk of ghosts and supernatural occurrences, and even witches. Like, where's your knowledge coming from with that? And there's even his most controversial, and it's an early work, his bloodiest tragedy, a revenge play filled with extreme violence, rape, mutilation, cannibalism, bloodbath. It's called Titus Andronicus. And so I just have a lot of questions that I kind of are all jumbled in my head, but I feel like once we get the flow started, I can start like asking more precise questions. But one of them is like, where are you getting all this information? How are you making it so quickly? Like, how did you write so many things in such a short amount of time? Just things like that. So and like, what's your relationship to true, spirits, like, true. What's your relationship to the king? And like how did that play a part? And did it work like it does today, where, you can be granted, immunity if you write content that favors the elites or the powers that be. I'm going to say you do believe in birds because you've seen birds. Yes. Oh, Autotech said magicians. Well, that's another thing. We know that Queen Elizabeth had a consultant, John Dee, who is a self-proclaimed warlock, who did do rituals and stuff and talk to interdimensional beings. And we know that Aleister Crowley used that information from John Dee, and actually supposedly brought John Dee through to get more information. And he started to work with sex magic, and coined the phrase "do as thou wilt," which we know that Jay-Z wore that that hoodie that said "Do as thou wilt," which we know is just bullshit. And Spirit just said God, God, you know. I have a couple John D books, crazy stuff, right? And so I'm wondering if the queens and kings of the past and the pharaohs of the past have used this ancient type of magic back then to maintain control and power. In what role, in what way does Shakespeare play in this play? Like, in and equal, yeah. In what equal measure to measure, did he play a role in this? Because he was very close to the king's court. And so I'm just wondering, I have questions. So they have and worse. Have you ever seen the documentary called The Exodus Decoded? No, but I'm willing to watch many things. I love watching documentaries. Let me write it down. Well, I know that in the First Testament, when I read it, I was like, this is weird, like they're burning animals and they're smearing blood on things. And it I'm just from my relationship with God and Spirit, God doesn't ask you to do those things. God doesn't need you to do those things. And so I'm wondering, like, how did they feel about the Bible, and how did this play out to control the narrative for where we are today? And do Shakespearean plays have some kind of weird like hold over us when it comes to like entertainment and like, I don't know. And then also like there was another one. What was it? Yeah, like, why did you become a writer? And did you ever have writer's block? Like, how did you write so many profound things in such a short amount of time? Because he only lived to be 53, 52. He only lived to be 52. And, there are dark things about William Shakespeare, and I do want to say that everyone we read, it used to be a human, and when you come into your human life, you don't always do the best things or make the best decisions. And so sometimes we hear things that, humans don't talk about in their living life because they're too ashamed or don't know or don't have the emotional intelligence to like articulate it or to even identify it. The Jews are God's chosen people, never forget. Why would God choose one person, one sector of people to be the chosen, but then make all other kinds of people? That doesn't make sense. Exactly, not the creator. To know any more about something that doesn't say to is being that of searching. So I wasn't trying to be cute. My point is you cannot tell the difference between a bird and a seagull. It's basically scientific and archaeological proof that the Exodus actually happened. Moses leading his people out of Egypt, the 10 plagues, and so on. It's a great watch. I'll watch it. I wrote it down. Didn't Shakespeare have a ton of failures? I'm not sure. We're going to find out. Majority of people haven't been to Shakespeare play. He presented the words for them. I'm guessing I have not in knowing of it. However, here they are again the same. He presented her here, and so was it about love? Did they say they just wanted love? What? I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, so I have questions. So this is a energy reading, so it can also, because we live in a fractal universe, it can also apply to past, present, or future, or it can apply to a situation you're going through or whoever's watching. It can touch on things that you have went through because we are one consciousness having individual experiences, and we live in a fractal universe, okay? It can also be past, present, or future. It can also be an alternate timeline. And I can't prove any of it in a court of law, and whatever comes out is for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that for legal reasons, okay? Thank you so much for being here. Myth and fable mixed with truth. Yeah, I really like your hair. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. I don't even know where to begin with this. Like, this is an experiment, an energy experiment. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to come out, okay? Shakespeare, wealthy. Well, there were some dark things about, oh yeah, there's also the Scottish play, which, Macbeth, which is famously associated with a curse because it supposedly used real witches' incantations, leading to centuries of reported accidents and deaths during production. So that's weird too. And then he talks about cannibalism. He talks about cynicism and evil. Many of his plays explore evil as an inescapable part of the human condition, with characters like Iago, Othello, or Richard III acting as personifications of pure malice. Okay. So we'll see. And there's also plagiarism claims. I don't know how, I don't know how those will play in, but how do we start this? Let me see. Okay. We'll do the stickers. Okay. Oh, thank you, LOL. Okay. Name. Holy Divine Spirit, please, with Archangel Michael or any Archangel that would like to participate, please invite William Shakespeare into my energy with the protection of the angels. Thank you so much. Okay, William Shakespeare, tell me who I am or who you are. Goosebumps. I'm telling you, William Shakespeare is not some angel that's writing these angelic scriptures, okay? He gives you goosebumps when you come around him. Very in his masculine energy, could possibly be an egoic person. Okay. Discover new you. Discover new you. Under... So, Goosebumps was under the sun for I am. The 5th house, which is conflict and instability. Excuse me. Life force, consciousness, ego, purpose, masculine energy. The moon for I feel, security, receptivity, feminine energy. I didn't believe this. Habits. The moon, 4th house, stability, structure, manifestation. Discover new you. Okay. And then there's also, just before I continue, there's also something weird about, there's like missing pieces of his life. Where is it? Whoops. Where were you during the last year? Scholars and fans alike want to know what you were doing between 1585 and 1592 after leaving Stratford and before emerging to London. And then he got married to an 18-year-old. Oh wait, what was it? He had a shotgun wedding. He married Anne Hathaway at age 18, and when she was 26, their first child was born, and then 6 months later, and then as soon as the birth of his twins, he left for 25 years and didn't come back for 25 years. Like, what was that about? Okay. All right.
Want to know the truth?
Want to know the truth? Yes, I do want to know the truth, Spirit. For, I think, reason, intellect, movement, expression, transportation, communication, for cooperation.
Your soul is on mute.
Your soul is on mute. There's something he may have grouped up with, some kind of inner knowing or some kind of forbidden knowledge or some kind of higher knowledge that he may have come into awareness of, discover a new you. Under Venus, I love wanting to be perceived as some kind of teddy bear, wanting to be perceived as some kind of innocent, lovey-dovey, creative. How can I get that? Wholeness. Shakespeare, tell me about your early years real quick before I continue. Tell me about your early years. He died at 52, so he wasn't that old. It said he had fallen ill. It didn't say with what. When was the time you pissed someone off? So he might not have been the best kid, you know, probably got into a lot of trouble. Probably, she is so high. Actually, I'm not high. I don't get high. Everyone on shorts is pretending to be weird or are actually high. I don't know. I swear I'm trying to follow the experiment, but your beauty is stealing all my attention. Oh, thank you. So it says, when was a time you pissed someone off? So probably in his childhood, he could have been a bad child or got into a lot of trouble or definitely was a handful. What was your most memorable birthday? Probably someone who wanted to have the center of attention, wanted to be able to have everyone come to his birthday. What story from your life comes to mind when you hear hunger? Yeah, absolutely. So in his childhood, he might not have had, when we think of hunger, we think of chasing. We think of chasing happiness. He just said, I'm happy. Chasing happiness. Wanting something more, wanting to be more, you know, wanting to leave his hometown and discover something more, not wanting to be stuck, wanting to go out on adventures and discover a new you, wanting to leave his small little town. What is the worst purchase you have ever made? That could be what this is. He could have wanted to discover new avenues. He may have made some kind of reason or something he justified doing to create a new discovery or to discover something new about himself. But he's very naive, very innocent, very naive, or there's something that he romanticized. He's a romantic. He romanticizes things. There's something off about the way he perceives things. I thought it said unhappy. No, it said happy. It said I'm happy. He said he killed me. William. Oh, he may have been haunted by ghosts of the past. Look at this. And this was an I Act on For Mars, God of War. Conflict, passion, sex drive, aggression. Under conflict, change, and instability. And he said he killed me. And he also said Oh man, I can't see him now, but let me see. He said the Iron Age, careful of the witch, murder, crime, bad. I will talk to you. I've seen scary things, maleficence, boots, vile, fish. I'm here for the chaos, revulsion, betrayal. I didn't believe this, want to know the truth. I'm happy he killed me, okay? Oh no. There we go. Okay, so something about ghosts of the past, or being haunted, or seeing ghosts, or having some kind of experience. What is the worst purchase you have ever made? Maybe a purchase to unalive someone, or I don't know. Tell me more about what's the worst purchase you ever made. What is this? Hello, very well. Thanks for being here. Yeah, he's earthbound. He's definitely earthbound. Absolutely. Definitely earth. Oh, some kind of purchase he made. Something with the moonlight. Something possibly that involved moonlight and pentacles.
Comfort.
Something that he did for his career, for finances, for business and possessions. Tell me more about this purchase you made. I cannot make it up. I can't make it up. He purchased something occult related for material, finances, business, and possessions and career. Okay. Under Jupiter, I grow. Religion, optimism, good luck, expansion, philosophy, abundance. Oh, thank you so much. He may have been bisexual or willing to do things for. Maybe that was the missing years, you know? Maybe that was why he was gone for 25 years. Life is better with books. Life is better with books. And he just said stupid. And that's under reflection and knowledge. Under Saturn, honor, wisdom, ambition, structure, discipline, restriction. So there's something that he's saying that it's better. There's something he did to take a shortcut. There's something he did, some kind of purchase he made with pentacles under the moonlight for some kind of higher knowledge for his career, for his finances. But
saw me.
You saw me. Yeah, but under I achieve, he's saying books are better. He's saying he wishes he didn't do it this way. He's saying he wished he didn't take the shortcut. You know, when you read a book, you're taking the time, you're investing your energy and your time into learning, into absorbing whatever that book holds for you, you know. But if you're cutting corners and you're cheating and you're using the notes, and you know, you're not getting the full you're not getting the fullness of the experience. You're cutting corners. Terror. He said terror. This one's really standing out to me because all of his plays involve like a ghost of some kind. And so I'm wondering if he had experience with being haunted or being haunted from memories of the past. Oh, since you're using the word and asking it, I would look at the word first. Will I am. You asked about William Shakespeare and you said Michael. What? I don't know what you're saying. I don't remember saying Michael. I said Archangel Michael or whatever.
Tripod.
Or whatever Archangel wants to help us. Again, with the freaking moon magic. I'm telling ya. Under I evolve, freedom, rebellion, sudden change, originality, awakening, progress. I'm telling you, you go watch those celebrities. You know, oh my gosh, Sasha Fierce, Beyonce. Well, she says, she's in an interview saying that she allows something to come into her body when she performs. And then they have that video of her dancing and her face changes. Because if she's allowing an interdimensional entity to enter her body so she can perform better, what makes us think that writers, screenwriters, songmakers, architects, bankers, like who knows what else? Everything.
People see me.
People see me. Are the ghosts real or just part of us we haven't let go of? Both. Both. It's both at the same time. Come through, Spirit! Come through! Spirit, I'll be loving you. Look. Tragedy and comedy. Tragedy and comedy. This person under I Dream, Neptune, psychic abilities, spirituality, sensitivity, intuition, illusion, and dreams. Shakespeare did not intuit or write his own things. He was used as a vessel. He let something get into his vessel to write these very complex emotional plays. Like these can get very dark as well. Like, things can get really dark in these plays. I don't know if you're familiar, but it's so good to know there is something after this realm. Absolutely. Yes, there's no such thing as death. Yeah. Fucking William Shakespeare.
I'm listening to everything.
I'm listening to everything he says. And then look at this. Under Pluto, I am power, sex, death, obsession, underworld, regeneration, subconscious. Yeah, just a lusty-dusty using moon magic to get their inspiration, to become a new version of themselves, because the person they were or where they were at is not someone who is going to create multiple, even today, 400 years later, hard-hitting playwrights that still hit home, okay? You know what can do that? Interdimensional knowledge, higher knowledge. Having access to interdimensional realms. And I'm not saying that you should do this. I mean, he did this a different way. Yeah, look at this. He did this a distorted way. You know, maybe he thought he was tapping into some kind of, higher realm, but I don't think so. Yeah, 400 years ago. He just said 400 years ago, and I just said 400 years. Okay. So there's something about him feeling like this is a potential new opportunity for a new beginning, to discover a new version of himself. Okay, what else? Okay, I knew it. Tell me what you discovered. Tell me what you discovered. What story comes What story from your
Why
life
did you come?
comes to mind when you hear hunger? Okay. I wear a mask. Yeah. Wanting to
Destination.
destination, wanting to be the best of the best, wanting to prove to everyone in your hometown that you're I hear myself when I can't make it up. Wanting to be famous. You guys, it's the same human conditioning as we have now, you know? These let me continue. Let me not talk. What else? Wanting to be famous, hungry for more. Who I want to be. Can't make it up. Who I want to be. Who do you want to be? I have the right to want. In between worlds. I put a mask on again. Something about a rival. Having a rival. Wanting to be better than somebody in their hometown. Wanting to be better than a monk. Someone who walks in
She shot me.
an angelic energy.
It's me they see.
It's me they see. Yeah, there's something about having a plan to leave town to... I have the right to want, yeah. To want something more. Chaos. But this person's always in chaos. Shakespeare's a chaotic person. He gives people goosebumps. He's naughty. Okay, let's do Imagine If so we can get... Oh my god, you're on Alive. I love your vids. Can you say my name? It's Elena. Hi, Elena. Can't make it up. I can't make it up. I would never make it up. Okay, I rolled the 2. Imagine if Shakespeare were a piece of jewelry. An anklet. An anklet? Interesting.
Jasmine.
As opposed to, Spirit said Jasmine, as opposed to diamond ring, studded nostril, Rolex, brooch, earring, anklet. Anklet kind of makes me feel like hidden. Like hidden, inconspicuous. You know, you don't really see anklets a lot. Okay? So maybe he didn't stand out. I mean, did you see this guy? I'm not trying to judge a book by its cover, but he ain't like the most attractive person in the world. I mean, he's this super balding, long-faced, Longfellow. I don't know. I'm not really sure that he's, would we consider him, the most handsomest person in the world. Okay. So someone invisible, someone that doesn't get a lot of attention, someone that flies under the radar. Okay. And I'm not judging anyone. You can stand out with your energy and not be the most attractive physically, but your energy can be amazing. Okay. Imagine if Shakespeare were a store manager. What store would it be? Banana Republic. Banana Republic. You know what Banana Republic reminds me of? Just like fake ass. I don't know. Banana Republic.
I can use my voice.
When I go in there, it makes me say, who's wearing this shit? And who's paying this much for it? You know? Southie did know what he looked like, but was anonymous. So Banana Republic, I think of pompous people who just want to say they buy clothes at Banana Republic. I don't think they're anything special. I don't think that they're worth the price. I don't think that people should pay that much for clothing that looks like that. So plain Jane. So something about being very plain, being very, not something. And some of the other choices are All for $1. Kmart, Burger King, Victoria's Secret, and Dairy Queen. So I feel like, wanting to appear like they're some kind of big shot, like they have money to...
Patience.
Patience! Spirit just said my name. Spirit just said my name. I feel like H&M is the new Banana Republic. Well, at least maybe they have cheaper prices than Banana Republic. Imagine if Shakespeare were a famous landmark.
Victoria.
I rolled a 5. Spirit said Victoria. Yankee Stadium. Yeah. Wanting to be the center of attention. Wanting to have people from all around look at him and think that he's like some magnificent, like, creative. Oh, I keep dropping everything. Her hair is her power. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I don't need this. Let me put this down. Okay. What else, Shakespeare? And this is out of Stonehenge, Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Hollywood sign, Taj Mahal, and Empire State Building. So Yankee Stadium kind of makes me feel like sport, like wanting to do something to be better, like in some kind of competition, because I have rival here for sport, wanting to do whatever it takes to show this rival or to show the people from his hometown, whoever he's in competition with, manipulation, that he's the best, that he's Banana Republic, that he's some kind of hidden gem, diamond in the rough or something. Okay, I rolled a 3. Oh, really? Old Yankee Stadium had Mystic? Good morning, Deuces. Oh, wow, I think your ascendant is a full moon on a winter night. Oh my gosh, thank you. Is that your stomach growling? Can you hear my stomach growling? I'm so hungry right now. I woke up really hungry. But I'm gonna fast and just drink my tea. Imagine if Shakespeare were a magazine. Playboy. I cannot make it up. He's a playboy. He's just a little F-boy that wants to be a big shot, that wants to show his rival that he can... What does he want to show his rival? What is he so concerned about his rival for? Where should I go? What's he so concerned about his rival for? Tell me about this rival. Supply. And he said manipulation. So William Shakespeare could have a personality disorder. The painter, productivity, creation. I can't make it up. Who's his rival? How can I get that? Let me see. Maybe we could do word tiles. Who's his rival? Let me see. Who's his rival? G A. Let me see. His rival. I don't know if this will work. I'm just experimenting. Deja vu. I see king. I see plot. I see girl. I see naive. I see sex. I see candle. I like to play games. I see revenge. I see no man. Girl.
Floorboards.
I see depressed. I see God. I see. I see dual. It might have been a woman. It could have been a lover. Because it says playboy. There may have been a lover that he wanted to show. Maybe this lover rejected him or told him he wasn't going to be anything. Because I saw a girl and sex. Oh, these got mixed up. Oh, I think this goes here. So, something about being a playboy. Some magical baseball games played in the Bronx.
Others.
Spirit said others, so there's definitely, it could be more than one person. It could have, I was kind of feeling like it's a town, like it's a small town. You know, wanting, this town may know him a certain way and may perceive him a certain way, including like the lovers he's had in it, men and women. And they don't feel like he can become anything more than what he is. Let me get one more imagine if, and then we'll do something else. Imagine if Shakespeare had to watch all of these movies. Which would he dread the most?
Activity.
2. The English Patient? The English Patient activity. What's the English Patient? English Patient?
Yes, we're here.
Yes, we're here. What is this about? The sweeping expanses of the Sahara are the setting for a passionate love affair adaptation. A badly burned man is tended to by a nurse in an Italian monastery near the end of World War II. Yeah, there's something about like a lover. Like wanting to show a lover, you know, wanting to show a lover like, oh, you think I'm a loser? Well, watch me, I can make it. And like doing something weird to do it. I have a plan. Yeah. Coming across some kind of esoteric knowledge. It says, what is the worst purchase you've ever made? Yikes, God is his rival. No bueno, yeah. Hey, Robin, good morning. Shakespeare in Love. Oh, Shakespeare in Love. Yeah, that's right. That was with Gwyneth Paltrow, right? Shakespeare in Love. Let me look it up. What is Shakespeare in Love about? Imagines a passionate fictional affair between a young writer's block-stricken William Shakespeare and Viola de Lesseps, his muse who inspires Romeo and Juliet. Interesting. Okay. So something about
Where am I?
something about an ex-girlfriend or something, or an ex-boyfriend wanting to show them. Okay. Where should we go? Let's do, I don't know, let's do Stare Junior cards. We'll do the Stare Junior cards. Spirit always says an image is worth a thousand words, right? A picture's worth 1,000 words. Late. Shakespeare, tell us what is going on here. What were you doing? What was this idea? How did you come across this? What made you think this was a good idea? Something about ghosts of the past controlling his intentions or his reason for doing something. Because he wanted to, like, it's something about his hometown knowing him a certain way and wanting to be viewed in another way to show people that he wasn't that way.
Cool.
Cool. What do you guys think this is telling us?
Port.
Port. Something about leaving in a hurry. Something about getting caught doing something. He may have, he says playboy, so he could have possibly slept with a lot of people in town, made a lot of trouble, had to sneak out of a lot of back windows, you know what I'm saying? Not a very good reputation. Not known to have a good reputation. Sleeping with the neighbors, sleeping with the husbands, starting fights. You know, maybe the reason why he wrote such good stories of evil is because he embodied some of these traits. Getting milk is hard work, but he's not a very good hard worker. He's not a hard worker. He's a little lazy. He's lazy. People look at him and how he goofs off all the time. He's always making a mess. He's always making a mess for someone else to clean up. And that's how people look at him. You know, he's always painting the roses red. He's always making it look like, you know, he's doing something greater than what it is. But his lamp isn't on. You know, he's not illuminated. You know, he's not illuminated. He makes messes. He's cruel. He sleeps with people's people. He doesn't work hard. Shakespeare is not who we gas him up to be. Okay? I think that's pretty obvious. So, how can I find out what he did? Oh, that would be appropriate. Let's look in Western literature. Shakespeare. What is going on with you? Why are you so horrid? Why are you so horrid? The Renaissance. Gargantua and Pantagruel. He may have drunk liberally. He may have been an alcoholic. He wanted to be a great scholar of his day, but he was considered a dumb brute amongst scholars. He exclaimed himself to be a scholar, and he said, "And so now in God's name I will go, and I will go well, and I shall be one of the great scholars of these days." Were it not for dumb brutes, we should all be scholars. Having drunk liberally, he started this journey accompanied by a tutor, or accompanied by someone who he trained with, or someone who went with him maybe to London or wherever he went. What were those lost years? I also want to ask about his poem, The Phoenix and the Turtle, because it says it's considered one of his most enigmatic poems, and readers want to know the true meaning behind the allegory. So we'll definitely read that in a second, but he did leave his hometown for 25 years. Problem. Okay. Because there's a problem. Um, he traveled. He traveled a long way, living on the fat and best cheer of others, living beyond his means in a huge city, 35 leagues long and 17 wide, where the woods were a swarm with hornets and oxflies and wretched mares and asses that suffered veritable massacres. But he may have been tricked.
I'm touching your hand.
Thank you. He may have been tricked one time and he never suspected that he would be tricked by someone so handsomely, and so he avenged the outrage. He avenged the outrage suddenly and closed his heart to the forest and let wasps attack someone or himself, or he attacked someone like a wasp. It says her. I don't think he was the best. He's hurt people, he's suffered himself, he's vengeful. He took his anger out on wretched mares. It's like he was naive, and so people in the city acted a swarm like hornets and oxflies, meaning it's a city full of people who are, you know, not the best. You go from like a small town to a city, you're going to encounter, not the best people. And so there's something about him being tricked and then making some kind of oath that he'll never get tricked again, and kind of switching. I don't know. It was almost like, it kind of feels like, while I'm here amongst the swine, so I'm here amongst the swine, so I might as well do what swine do, so kind of feels like that. He was prone to and delighted to spectacle, to boast. His followers for boasting. He likes to show off. He likes to be the center of attention. He likes people to praise him and say how great he is and all that. But I want to know what you did. Like, what is this thing you did? How do I find that out? I don't know. Did he kill someone? I think he did. I think he's killed quite a few people, because look at this. He may have killed someone for every every successful thing he wrote may have been accompanied with an ending of someone. Ghosts of the past. How do I find that out? Let's do a mind trap. Maybe a mind trap will help. William, please tell us what you did to write these masterpieces. Oh, whoops. No.
Go over there.
Over here? Okay. He wants me to do the Odyssey by Homer. Okay. Tell me. He wanted the admiration of men and the king. He thought this would be a good gift that God was giving him. There's no more boon in life more sweet than when a summer joy holds all the realm, and banqueters sit listening to a harper in a great hall by rows of tables heaped with bread and roast meat, while steward goes to dip up wine and brim your cups again. Here is the flower of life, it seems to me, but now you wish to know my cause for sorrow, and thereby give me a cause for more.
Lover.
Lover. I told you. A lover. What shall I say first? What shall I keep until the end? The gods have tried me in 1,000 ways. But first my name let be known to you, that, and if I pull away from pitiless death, friendship will bind us, though my land lies far. And Spirit said, lover. Men hold me. Men hold me formidable for guile and peace and war. This fame has gone abroad to the sky's rim. Wow, Penelope. Penelope, most worn in love and thought, Athena cast a glance like a gray sea lifting her. Now to bring the tough bow out and bring the iron blades. Now try those dogs at archery to usher bloody slaughter in. Oh, and Spirit said here, Here. There's some kind of lover that he acquired. Oh my gosh, this word quiver. That word quiver makes me laugh. So I don't know why it makes me laugh. Quiver. Quiver. So there's some kind of lover that introduced him to some kind of craft, bronze ivory craft. Something that brought in bloody slaughter for a bar of gold. This could be something that the thing he paid for, because I have, what is the worst purchase you've ever made? And there's something a lover introduced him to that introduced bloody slaughter and clenched hands over maidens down in distant rooms for a master treasure in a gold bar. They would meet on certain days, but he had a debt owed.
You were loved.
He had a debt that was owed. Hmm. 300 heads of the herdsmen tracking him. Something about the embassy. This is hard to read. There's something about a lover introducing him when he went to the city, when he left his hometown. He wanted to become some big shot, and he met somebody who taught him how to usher in bloody slaughter. Something that he may have done multiple times. Something he may have done many times for gold bars. This stranger that he met, this lover, was evil.
I'm losing energy.
They were evil. I don't know if it was a man or woman. I don't know. I don't know if it was a man or woman, but it says a man in distress. He was a man in distress looking for fortune and good, and met a bad man who claimed to have powers of Zeus, but really had no quirk and was evil. He lacked clothing and comfort and was in distress. The man he met said to come with him this way, and they went to a land in a city where he had a daughter. And these two people had power that stands,
Something.
turning Turning, she called out to her maids in waiting, "Stay with me. Does the sight of a man scare you?" Yeah. So he may have wanted to turn away. These people may have scared him, or he had a bad feeling about them. But they said, "Stay with me. Don't be scared. We're not the enemies. We want to help you." Because it says here that he was trying to become something in the city, and he ended up being poor and in distress and desperate. And the gale winds brought in someone to blow away his suffering that he believed was before God, that he believed was a mistress of kindness. But their toil was weary. They directed him under accomplishments of desire, home, and husband that would be harmonious. They tricked him. They said, "Hey, you look like you're in trouble. You look like you're not doing so good. We can help you. We can see you all. We have the power of Zeus from immortal gods to help men and poor fellows who are cast away, strangers and beggars. All we require is a small gift. And all you do is take this food and drink the wine and follow us to the river to bathe." They were wearing cloaks and tunics and had a golden flask of olive oil. And they said, "Go bathe in the flowing water, and you will be ordained kingly. Rub plenty of oil to anoint yourself, and then come before naked young girls with pretty braids." So this is some kind of ritual. This is some kind of ritual that he was introduced to by two strangers, and that could have become a lover or lovers. They were strangers to him. There's something about him turning away, and they said, "No, stay with me. Don't be scared." He may have had a bad feeling about it because he wasn't familiar with whatever they were selling him. But they said, "Come, I see that you're not doing very well and that you'd like to have a bath of flowing water. We can help you." It's the same shit, but today, you guys. It's the same shit. "Oh, I see that you want to be famous and that you want to be, I can provide that for you." The same old song and dance. It's the same back then as it is now. Okay? So this is saying they provided an olive branch. They said, "We can help you become kingly. We can give you what you are looking for. You can be immortal. You can bring war or you can pillage." He was a fool. He was a fool to think that these weren't his enemies. They took him, he agreed to do some kind of ritual that they said would get him a gift, that would get him something that he wanted. They may have worn cloaks and tunics and performed some kind of ritual that ended in some kind of sex act with underage people. Spirit said he agitated the gods. He wanted to seem worthy to these people because they were helping him and they promised him riches, and they said that it was by God. The ringleaders are hot for murder. Yeah, they said all you have to do is do this one thing. You just have to do this thing, and every time you do it, you'll be brave and you'll get what you pray for. You'll be immortal. Every time you take a life, you'll be immortal. I think Shakespeare may have taken some lives, you guys. Psst. To have a golden throne, to be a lord, to lay beside beauty. But he was deceived for 3 years. Oh, wait a second. 85 to 92, 85, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92. So for 8 years, there's a missing chunk of time for 8 years. So he definitely got pulled into some kind of
Havoc.
ritual. Havoc. Yeah. Some kind of ritual he got pulled into for promises of fame and fortune. Yeah, temptation. What else?
Closer.
Taking a chance. Not showing. Yeah, he took a gamble. He was like, oh, what were you feeling when you were introduced to this ritual? He was thinking about his rivals. He was thinking about his plan. Capricorn, he wanted to be a boss. He wanted to be serious. He was very ambitious. He was lacking what he needed to accomplish his goals because he doesn't have discipline and he doesn't have a set skill set that he's worked on consistently. He wants a shortcut. And so he went to the city to try to, just like any young person wants to go live in a city because they think there's more opportunities there. There's Libra here. But he was an idealist. It was a illusion. It was a very, in his mind, he built it up to be bigger than it was. And so ascended in reverse. And so he did something that wasn't ascending. Magic. Yep. That could be why he died. That could be why he died so soon. He wanted to appear to be family oriented so people had to have sympathy for him and so he could protect his image of what he was actually doing. That's where this little bear comes in. He wanted people to view him as this, but he's really doing things that he shouldn't be doing. Something about his sex drive. Shakespeare, what do you meme? What do you meme? Excuse me. Tell me, what do you meme? When your parents ground you the night of the spring fling. Yeah, he thought he was protected. He thought that nobody would see him. He thought that nobody would know what he was doing. That nobody would see him. But he couldn't even see himself in the mirror. He couldn't. He was comforted by knowing that everyone would adore him and think that he was the greatest ever. And he thought that was enough. But there was some kind of suffering here. He couldn't hold any relationships. Because when you do ritual magic to gain abundance for pentacles, for material, career, finances, business, possessions, you have to lack somewhere else. You don't have you will not be granted the emotional intelligence to have fulfilling relationships. You can't have both. Shakespeare 6-7. Honey of oil or oil of honey? It said olive oil. It said olive oil.
Emerge.
When you do ritual fertility magic, the way that the things you have to do to perform the ritual doesn't, you can't also do that and be granted fulfilling relationships. You can't do foul, vile things to people and create these ghosts and hurt people and expect to have love. You can't have both. If you're not operating in love, treating people with love, treating yourself with love, you're not going to have relationships, people, places, or things that reflect love. You're
nowhere left to go.
You're going to have people, places, and things that reflect the evil, maniacal energy that you created that abundance in. Okay? So he did it. He went to the city. He killed us. I told you, when the person you're sharing fries with pours ketchup on top of the fries, he may have poisoned people. He may have poisoned people in order to get the things he wanted. Yeah, he thought that, oh, that's all I have to do? That's all I have to do? That's easy. I just have to put something in someone's drink and poison them? And then I'll be famous? Oh, that sounds like really... I can do that. But he didn't understand the consequences of that. When you need all his friends and you realize you got the ugliest one. He's ugly. There's no reason that this person should be... I'm not saying you have to be attractive to... But he's a playboy. How does he have all these lovers? How does he have all these people in some kind of like... I don't know, like... Spirit said unlikely. How is he romanticizing and getting all these people pulled into him to be attracted to him, to be wanting to put him up and support him without even knowing him? Magic, you guys. It wasn't just out of nowhere that he all of a sudden wrote all these magnificent plays and was put in the right places at the right time because he's just that lucky. No, that's not it. Magic. When you accidentally make an M during the Y part of the YMCA. Yeah, because he's uncoordinated. He's not in... Without interdimensional help, he is not capable of writing such emotionally in-depth plays and playwrights that are still relevant to this day. They're timeless because the emotional depth they have, and that's why we put him on a pedestal, because we think that he tapped into something that had such emotional depth of the human experience that it's relevant across all timelines, across time. And it is because they are. But how would somebody so shallow be able to get so deep and have such character development and have such a vast variety of experiences that he has not experienced? Interdimensional beings that have a higher perspective, that have these stories lined up in the grid where all the information and all of the things that we've all done in all incarnations across time and space are on a grid that has all this information. You can call it the cloud. I call it the grid. It kind of looks like Tron to me when I look at it, but it's where I go to read energy, to read timelines. It's where I go to the Akashic records, if you want to call it that. It's just recordings of energetic imprints, of stories, of emotional, impactful stories that all of us have experienced as souls. They get recorded and put up there. The buzzwords are insane, right? Are you a gay woman? I am not. Why you have hair like Chowman? I don't know who that is. When you're 30 seconds into a story and realize nobody is listening, so you got to slowly fade out. Yeah, because he's not this prolific writer, you guys. He did horrible things in order to get...
I love your energy.
To get interdimensional inspiration. I can't make it up. I I can't make it up. I can't make it up. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. That is so funny. I'm telling you, someone this dense is not going to create these magnificent stories. Give me one more meme. That's so funny. When I said he's getting interdimensional help, I pulled this one. And he's sitting there like, yeah, that was my work. That was me. I did that. That's what you have to understand. These celebrities and these people of influence today, that's what they're doing. If they're part of the powers that be that try to govern and rule us, from politics to religion to entertainment, you can 100% bet your bottom dollar that they're participating in fertility rituals that are ancient. Ancient. This is from, when Spirit said woods, this is from long ago. Long ago. And it gets carried over by interdimensionals that need humans in order to experience physicality. But these interdimensionals aren't divine. They're lower astral interdimensionals that don't want to heal to be able to reincarnate. And so they trick humans into thinking that they're God, they're some kind of, ancestor or Zeus or whatever they want to say, because they need the human to give permission to use their vessel. And they say, well, if you let me use your vessel, I'll make sure that you do the best dance moves and you write the best songs and you write the best playwrights. Present on said rituals instead of this nonsense. You sound like you took too many Benadryl. Well, I love you. And if you're here, there's something for you. So you can stay or you could go. You could do whatever you want. And whatever you do doesn't affect me at all. I believe in aliens. Me too, Douglas. When you walk by his roommates to get water after screaming, "Harder, Daddy!" and he could possibly be gay or bisexual. Because of the fertility rituals, they require you to extract energy from the back door for men and the back door and the front door for women. And so it's not that, these people of influence are gay per se, but they can become that way after doing the fertility ritual for so long. They can start to not really care who they get it from. They'd even get it from an animal, okay? I feel it bears reminding that they're promised riches, fame, but also status and health. Well, I think that's the thing that they don't get told. Because if you were told that you could have everything, but you'll never have true love, you'll never have unconditional love or have fulfilling relationships or experiences. You'll always be hungry, and it goes back full circle, like Spirit always likes to do. What story from your life comes to mind when you hear hunger? And what Spirit tells us about hunger, the symbology of hunger, is that when you're in your divine inheritance and you're matching your natural state of divine energy, you always feel satiated. You always feel full. You always feel like you're enough. You have enough. You have everything you need right now, and you're happy. But when you're constantly in a state of hunger, you're constantly chasing. You're always hungry. You're always needy. You never feel full. You never feel satiated. And so, I struggle with lust and transient desires. Oh. Well, I don't know. Let's see what Spirit says about that. When someone barges in on you in the projection room above the auditorium. Projection. I am you, you are me. What is that saying? I forget the saying. When someone barges in on you in the projection room above the auditorium. Projection. Yeah, projection. Can you come can you clarify that? All right, where are we at? I gotta go soon. That's wild. That's so. Tell me. So that's the reason why he has so much supernatural knowledge, and his work. His work for, I believe it was Macbeth, says it's cursed. Can you tell me about that? Tell me about the curse of Macbeth. Poor choices. Lack of opportunities, yeah. Not wanting to see reality the way it was, but wanting to control the way people saw him.
I was a witch.
I was a witch! Shakespeare was a fucking witch. 40/40 in the chat. Exorcists are finding more New Age tarot card types needing delivered. Is my relationship... Oh. Good morning. Good morning, Tim. Yeah, because they're a witch. They did bad news in earthly matters, money problems, ignorance. Someone who does not appreciate you. Yeah. They didn't appreciate what they had. Shakespeare wanted to be the biggest, the baddest. And so he may have made poor choices under alcohol. He was self-deceiving himself. He deceived himself. He thought it was going to be a party and a celebration, but it brought ruthlessness. You know, when you do witchcraft, what we're discovering is because it takes from your own field, magnetic field, your field is what is divine. It's the spark of divinity, of electric magnetism that's animating the physical vessel. And so when you give that power away by doing witchcraft and doing the things required in the these rituals and stuff for pentacles, for career, business, and possessions, you lose clarity, you lose sobriety, you make poor choices because it cuts you off from having divine intuition. It cuts you off from divine messages because you're not a matching conduit. If you want to get divine messages, then you have to clear your field so you're matching divine energy, because divine energy can't reach you when your field is so dirty. And when your field when your field is so dirty, it limits the amount of light that can come in for you to have clarity about your choices. And you will make choices impulsively, and you will make choices based upon the energy that you're sitting in now. So if you have a lot of guilt and shame and a lot of pride and a lot of ego, and you have a lot of vengefulness in your heart, and you have a lot of these low emotions that are that you have watered through this time of performing these rituals and these things just to gain abundance, it's hard for you to have composure. You deceive yourself. You start to become fearful, and you start to view things from a distorted perspective where you can't see yourself. 40/40 in the chat. You can't see yourself. Is it just a different term with the same meaning? What we know, what Spirit has told us about purgatory is it's another name for it is the void or the space, and it's the place in between worlds where you can't let go of the physical world because of emotional hangups that you didn't resolve or didn't work through, and in between the world of that and going home. And purgatory is just a place for souls who still have emotional imprints that have not been transmuted, for them to kind of stay there until they get to a place where they are ready to let go of things they can't change. Okay. So tell me, let me see, Phoenix and the Turtle. Let me see. Phoenix and the Turtle. Let the bird of loudest lay on the soul, Arabian tree, herald sad, and trumpet be,
I live in your nightmares.
to whose sound chaste wings obey. But thou shrieking harbinger, foul procurer of the fiend, augur of the fever's end, to this troop come thou not near. From this session indirect every fowl of tyrant wing, save the eagle, feathered king, keep the obsequy so strict. Let the priest in surplice white, that defunctive music can be the death divining swan, lest the requiem lack his right. And thou trouble dated crow, that thy sable gender makest with the breath thou givest and taketh, mongst our mourners shalt thou go. Oh my gosh, it's so long. And this language is just so anvil. Yeah, this language is awful. So they'd love as love in twain had the essence but in one, two distinct division none, number therein love was slain. Hearts remote yet not asunder, distance and no space was seen twixt this turtle and his queen, but in them it were a wonder. So between them love did shine, that the turtle saw his right, flaming in the phoenix sight, either was the other's mine. Property was thus appalled, that the self was not the same, single nature's double name, neither two nor one was called. Yeah, I don't know what this is about.
There's more of us.
But it says that it's a question. What does the phoenix and the turtle mean? This is considered his most enigmatic poem, and readers want to know the true meaning behind its allegory. What does it mean? William, what does this poem mean? Purgatory is not hell, it's before judgment. You have to analyze these lines by line. Well, I'll try. Beauty, truth, and rarity, grace in all simplicity, here enclosed in cinders lie. Death is now the phoenix nest, and the turtle's loyal breast to eternity doth rest. Leaving no posterity, it was married chastity. Truth may seem, but cannot be. Huh. William, what the hell is that about? Lovers. Some kind of lover. Maybe it was about the lover that taught him magic.
Forgive my sins.
Forgive my sins, he says. Forgive my sins, he says. It's about foresight. It's about him. Oh, the turtle and the phoenix. To this urn let those repair that are either true or fair, for the dead, these dead birds sigh a prayer. It's about how he'll never know if he would have made it on his own. If he would have rebirthed himself into a new version of himself on his own through his own hard work. He'll never know if anyone in his life that comes to him is coming to him because of the witchcraft, or because of his own charm. He'll never know if his works that he created were because of he truly created them from a place of creation, working with through love and what was the other one? Through truth, beauty. It's a rarity, grace in all its simplicity. Here lies the cinders, because he burned that. It's a tragic scene. He will never know if what remains to be seen is actually him, because he allowed his vessel to be used by an entity to create the things he created. And so are those things really his creations? No. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I just saw the devil in a tower. That's his tower. And that's all of them, their towers. You know, imagine making such beautiful works of art, and then because of what you did to gain that inspiration or that creation, you weren't even in your body when you did it. You weren't even participating. You just stepped out and let something else step in. Cinders are also what is left behind when the phoenix rises. Hey, Corey! That's right. That's true. Tell me more about this.
I'm listening to everything.
Because it says two distincts, division none. Number there in love was slain. So they loved, in love in twain had the essence but in one. In mutual flame from hence. Love and constancy is dead. Yeah, because anything he creates, you have to sacrifice something in this energy in order to receive something. So he's trying to do better and to like make these great works. He'll do it, he'll do the sacrifice one time, and he'll get this great work and he'll blow up and it'll be this big thing. And then he tries to do one on his own and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't go anywhere because it's not backed by this interdimensional energy that he hasn't given a sacrifice to. Yeah, making investments. He invested in the wrong thing. His fruition and his hard work only pay off when he does the thing. When he does the thing he does. Okay? It's the only time it pays off. Because he's a fool, and he followed an empress in reverse, someone who brought paranoia and loneliness to him, someone who was actually lacking fertile energy, okay, someone who was in disharmony. He allowed himself to be tricked, and he had burden because what his burden was every time he wanted to make a good something that was good, like the sun, he had to do something. He was overloaded with stress and problems. It was the weight of the world on his shoulders, and so he wanted to walk away to calmer waters. That's possibly why he died so early in his life, because he stopped doing it. And when you do fertility rituals, and you become bound to that energy, and if you want to live and if you want to continue being successful, you have to continue doing the rituals, because that's how they get energy. That's how the interdimensionals get energy. They need the human to do their dirty work for them, basically. But he walked away from that. He wanted to transition out of that because imagine every time you want to do something, have a good movie, have a good screenplay, have something successful, you have to hurt somebody. You have to take someone's life. So all those celebrities you see, every time Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio, every time these fools have like some blockbuster hit, you need to ask yourself, well, what did they do to get it? What did they have to do? And you know exactly what they had to do. May Christ redirect you in all the right direction, including myself. He was clothed in the fat of these evil ways. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. He made a choice. He had two paths. He made a decision. He had an option, and the grass wasn't greener on the other side. He realized that he didn't want to he was in wanderlust. And it was also, like we said before, when you're operating in Thank you. When you're operating in this energy, you will start to exhibit the energy that this is in. And so divine energy is not boastful. Divine energy is unconditional love. Divine energy is kind. Divine energy is different. But if you're doing these things to obtain possessions and wealth and career, you're going to start exhibiting the darkness of these energies, and you're going to start to portray and act out the energy that you're sitting in or that you're inviting into your vessel. You're going to start to become lustful. You're going to start to become vengeful. You're going to start to become a liar, betrayer, like all these things that come with low emotions. And then what the interdimensionals don't tell you is that they trick you into being in that energy, because that's the energy that they thrive off of. They eat it. They thrive off of it. And so they need you to be in that energy for them to eat. And so they trick you, because you wouldn't do it if they told you that you would never have fulfilling relationships or feel love again. You'll be an empty vessel that's always in search of more, more, more. They don't want to tell you that, because then you wouldn't do it. And so they trick you and they say, I'm God and I can do it. I can give you godly works and I can create through you. And it will be a work of God, but it's not God, because God doesn't ask you to hurt anybody. God doesn't ask you to hurt yourself. God doesn't need you to burn or kill their creations for you to have abundance. All you have to do is match the energy through your field, through your actions, through your behaviors. The only things you need to sacrifice is time. Read the books, take the notes. Get the information the right way. Don't take the shortcuts. Fast, meditate, pray, do something where it might take a little longer, but the way that you receive it will be more fulfilling, because you're not giving away your power to receive a shortcut, to show a rival. Don't do things because you want to make money. I want to do this career because I want to make the most money and I want to be the most well-known around the world. No. That's stupid. That's not gonna. Then you have to just keep doing that, and the people only love you when you do that. If you say, "Well, it makes me feel really good and gives me energy, and it makes me excited to do these readings, or to write a book, or to journal my emotions, or to do the gardening, or to make these candles, or whatever it is for you, you do something." You'll be successful at something that makes you feel good emotionally, not something for money or for clout or to look cool or to show your old hometown or your rival that you're better than them. Those are not reasons to pursue things. Those are things that take you off your path and lead you to destruction, because you're not following your soul's path. You're following what your mind thinks you want, what your ego thinks you want. And maybe you'll learn some lessons that you need to learn, sure, but for how long? To what end? How long are we going to do this dance for? So the tides are turning. Absolutely, the tides are turning. And I think Shakespeare is an excellent lesson in how, this is just old shit from an old book, history. Shit don't change. It's up to us to change it. We have to change the dynamic. We have to change it through our own actions. We have to stop accepting these stupid bargains of fame and fortune for giving up your soul. We have to stop doing that. Just because you have money doesn't make you happy. Just because you have 1 million followers doesn't make you happy. Okay? How can we heal it? Shakespeare was absolutely stuck in purgatory. He was absolutely stuck there, because the amount of people he unalived may have been multiple. At least 6 to 7. For every playwright that was successful, consider that an unalived person. Possibly even a child. Okay? Justice. Justice is coming. Justice can't be enacted if the truth is not revealed. What does make you happy? What makes me happy? Lots of things. So many things. Hot showers. Oh, to have access to a hot shower is something I never... Oh, look, confinement. I told you he's in purgatory for wearing multiple masks, for doing horrible things to people, being a horrible person. He could be in spiritual jail. Anything? Okay. What can we do to help him? How can we heal it? How can we heal it? What can we do to help release him from purgatory? I am light. Yeah.
I've been waiting for you.
I've been waiting for you, he said. I've been waiting for you to help me get out of here. I am light. I think that's part of my soul mission, FYI. To help, what was that thing we put up the other day on our TikTok? It was psychopomp. It's a person that helps people cross over to go home. I always have hope, no matter the ordeal. I have faith in a better future. I turn darkness into light. I open my heart to others and to God, and am spiritually strong. I draw light to me and shine with all my being. Absolutely. You guys have to know, Shakespeare has to know his own worth, his own value, and you have to follow what makes you feel good emotionally. If you're trying to be something that you're not, your soul wasn't destined to be, then you're going to encounter obstacles. Spirit always says it's fun, it's easy, it's supposed to be fun and easy, it's easy, it's easy. Anything that's meant for you will be fun, will be easy, will give you energy. And if you encounter obstacles, that is just a moment for you to consider, is this the correct path I'm on, or am I doing this the correct way? And anytime you encounter an obstacle, you should be asking yourself not impulsively driving through it, trying to control the outcome, doing whatever it takes to make sure that the ending ends the way that you want. Because that's another component of this. If you just accept that you have a whole spirit team that God gave to you, that Creator assigned to you to help you in your incarnation, for you to have access to higher cosmic knowledge, for you to know what you need to do in order to match with your divine. If you just ask for their help, they know what you can't see. They know what your path is. They know what you need to heal from. They know things that you don't remember. They see things when you can't see yourself. And when you're in relationship with them, you can ask them, and they can share that with you. But if you're not doing that, and you think you should be doing this, and you're pushing an agenda that's not meant for you, you're trying to fit a square hole into a circle, and no matter what it takes, then you're going to have a recipe for disaster. Okay? Oh, thank you so much for the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Guidance. I cannot make it up. Guidance. You're not supposed to do it on your own. You're not supposed to do it on your own. They have cut us off from the realization that we're always guided by divine, benevolent, loving, unconditional love. That's what you are first and foremost. You are a being of non-physical energy, of unconditional love, having a human experience. And you are guided. But if you're doing things to force a path that's not meant for you, it will have you be in an energy of lack. It will make you feel like you can't do anything right, and people will start casting their judgments on you, and you'll start internalizing them, and you'll start wanting to show them, well, that's not it. That's not it. In times of uncertainty, I ask God to guide me in the light, to the light in my being. I am directed to doors that will open inner freedom to me and step forward in trust. I release my fate to God, and my faith is rewarded. Absolutely. You will be rewarded. When you match divine energy, you attract divine things. We're electromagnetic. And so you can't attract what you are not being. If you're not being truthful, if you're not being kind, if you're not being honest with yourself about how you show up, you're not going to attract magnetically things that that match that. You have to be that in order to receive it, okay? Unconditional love. My heart is free from resentment towards others. I open the eyes of my heart and discover the light and beauty in everything. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt in people. I see the pure child in everyone and practice forgiveness. Absolutely. That was Shakespeare. He had a rival and he had a lot of people in his town that he did dirty. And so they all viewed him as being dirty, but he didn't do anything to, I want to say recompense. I don't know if that's a word, but he didn't do anything to those people to show a different side of him. He just left and said, I'll show you, I'm going to make it big. If I were him, I would have just went to the people I wronged and said, sorry, I'm going through something. I didn't realize that I was hurting people. I'm trying harder to see myself better, but sometimes I make a mistake. And then you can change the way that people perceive you. But if you just use that as an excuse to, by any means, no matter what it takes, I'm going to show you, that's stupid. That's stupid. I am happy when I'm able to ask my soul to give me some quality peace of mind and to resume carrying conversations. Absolutely, right? Square peg into a round hole, I think. Okay, thank you. It's one of those. I've been effed up. Gratitude. If anyone is having a hard time finding balance and a hard time finding divine energy or how to walk in it, gratitude is the most direct way you can get back to divine energy. When you find things that you're grateful for, when you look intentionally, deliberately for the things that bring you joy, that you are so grateful for, that you have gratitude for, that's how you get closer to God. That's a direct line of path. That's the direct way. If you feel like you're lost, if you feel like you're confused, you're cut off from divine energy, all you have to do is start focusing on all the things you're grateful for. Gratitude. I'm aware of the light in my life. I direct my thoughts to the beauty in and around me. I give thanks to God for every little thing that brings me joy. Thus I enlighten my thoughts. Riches surround me and I appreciate all that life brings me. If you are in a place where you are having a hard time seeing anything to be grateful in your life, you may want to consider changing your perspective, because Shakespeare wishes he would have did that. He wishes he would have seen his hometown for all of the blessings that were in that hometown. Instead, he went, what are the lights? He went to the big city to find something that he had the whole time. And he was just chasing and trying to fill a hole that couldn't be filled in the way he was filling it. All his blessings were at home, where he could have been the whole time. So much reflection's been done. I don't ever want to lose myself like I did. Absolutely, me too. Awesome reading. I love it. Thank you, Shakespeare. Thank you, LOL, and all my goodies, Robin. Thank you, Corey, for being here. I appreciate you so much. We have some really cool things coming up that I want to experiment with the energy reading. One of them being animal mutilations. Wouldn't that be cool if we could get a higher perspective of animal mutilations once and for all? We could get an answer. So things like that are percolating. I don't want to say too much because you know how they like to do when I reveal things too early, but I love you so much. Yes. We post for you every weekend at 6 a.m. And we try to sprinkle some throughout the week. Shakespeare, cry out to Christ. Well, I think by revealing his truth, because he died with the truth, and that's one thing that keeps people in purgatory. When you cross over and you never reveal to anyone your truth, Spirit said demonic, when you never reveal to, hey, Mr. Brad Boy, gotcha, and you don't reveal your truth, it keeps you in purgatory. But the minute that someone comes along, a psychopomp comes along and reveals things that are hidden, it can allow them to kind of let go of what they're holding on to. So I love you so much, you guys. I'll see you throughout the week. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hi.